guys, welcome back to Big Wolf Gaming 1503 with me, Big Wolf. Today I'll be showcasing a battle between the Tomb Kings and the Dwarves. The Tomb Kings will be played by my friend Joe Cool, and the Dwarves will be played by myself today. For the Dwarven line, we're going to be bringing in 2 units of miners with blasting charges, 2 gyrocopters with brimstone guns, a grudge thrower, a flame cannon, and a regular cannon. For the main battle line, it's going to be consisting of 3 units of regular slayers and 2 units of giant slayers, all being led by Mr. Ungrim Ironfist himself. For the Tomb Kings, we're going to have a massive spear front line with the Arawar, the King of Nehek Scorpion Legion leading everything, 2 units of Nehekara Horsemen on the far right flank, a double Bone Giant, a unit of melee Ushabti in the back, a Casket of Souls, and all being led by a Tomb King on a Cambrian War Sphinx. So, without further ado, let us go ahead and check this out. So now, because of the fact that the dwarves lack cavalry and mobility and speed, anything like that, I decided to bring these 2 units of gyrocopters to basically act as my cavalry, especially because I know the Tomb Kings have good mobility with the Nehekara Horsemen though. But this Casket of Souls and these 2 Bone Giants are clearly going to be quite troubling for the dwarves here, especially with the fact that the Casket of Souls is able to rain down some morale damage, and the Bone Giants are actually pretty good at sniping artillery. Oh, look at that. Speaking of, they're really good at sniping artillery and individual targets like that. So that's going to be quite the troubling factor for the dwarves here. Now, miners trying to move in through the forest here using the concealment of that vanguard deployment in the forest right there to try to see if they can deliver some of the blasting charges onto that unit of spearmen. Nehekara Horsemen actually taking some damage, possibly from the artillery, Dwarven artillery here. And those Bone Giants just wreaking massive damage upon that flame cannon right now. Casket of Souls raining down some more salvos on the Giant Slayers there. So we have the skeleton spear line moving up to try to meet the battle line of the dwarves here, while the Nehekara Horsemen are coming in from the right flank, possibly repositioning themselves for a better flank. Yeah, that's probably what they would do here. Oh man, these Bone Giants, man, I'm telling you. Look at that unit. Oh man, this unit has completely broken. Oh man, the flame cannon is no longer online, it's no longer operational, and these giant slayers are just taking massive damage from that Casket of Souls. Gyrocopters have been moved to the back here, possibly for a guarding position or a flank, or possibly counter these Nehekara Horsemen coming over here on the side. But now we have the double Bone Giant focusing in on the regular cannon, I believe, yes. Aiming shots at that cannon while the flame cannon crew has just rallied. Will they be manning that cannon again? We'll see in a bit. Meanwhile, miners are heading out to meet the Nehekara Horsemen out here. Now, Nehekara Horsemen, for some odd reason, just standing idle, possibly microing other things on the battlefield. But these miners look like they're going to be capitalizing on the disadvantage. There we go. Those blasting charges coming in on those Nehekara Horsemen and dealing some massive damage, as well as morale dipping low for a bit. On the battle line here, we can see that the skeletons are no longer holding up well against the slayers. Slayers finally being able to push through, and the gyrocopters are coming in right above, possibly for a bombardment. Skip the bombardment. They're going to be coming in for the Bone Giants or the Casket of Souls, anything that's back here. Bone Giants, man, wow, look at that, dealing massive damage. Those brimstone guns are not that accurate, but I mean, they're able to help lower the morale a bit, and against something like undead, morale is always going to be on your side because of the fact that if they lose it, they crumble. If you lose it, you break. So it's better to have them crumble, because if you crumble, you can't really come back from that, can you? But if you break, you can possibly rally. So at least that's my thinking of it. Units are using up all ammunition. The front battle line is looking grim for the skeleton warriors here, but the Ushabti clashing into that unit of giant slayers and dealing massive damage. High DPS here, high DPS. Ushabti and giant slayers really going at it, trading blows, but it honestly seems like the Ushabti are on the better end of this. These giant slayers are just being taken aback very easily. But the morale is dipping low on the Ushabti, and they might actually end up breaking first. And it looks like they will. They're wavering at the moment. We also have another buff going down by the Tomb King in the center of the battlefield. Casket of Souls still raining down havoc on the Slayer units. Let's check out the survey. Oh, so gyrocopters actually taking care of the giants have left the Nehekara horsemen to their own devices and are able to come in for a rear flank. One unit is going to be hitting Mr. Ungrim Iron Fist, and the other is actually hitting that flame cannon crew that had actually gone back online apparently. Yes, right back into the cannon, although they are all destroyed, but nonetheless they are engaged. And they actually have one alive. The cannon is actually working, but it's not going to be enough. Bone Giants, Casket of Souls, man, this is really taking a big old toll on the Dwarven forces here. The Hikara Horsemen now going in to finish in that last cannon crew. So at this moment in time, all artillery on the Dwarven side has been rendered useless. Buffs and debuffs going down in off the main battle line. And we also have Mr. Ungrim Iron Fist fighting the Cambrian War Sphinx himself. King versus King. Oh man. Oh man. Two Kings getting massive buffs, but these miners with blasting charges still coming in and wreaking massive damage upon the Nehekara horsemen. Casket of Souls still raining down fire, making a unit wavering break. And we have the Bone Giant in combat with a unit of Slayers. Now, Ungrim Iron Fist was pretty much made for this fight, if I'm not mistaken. He is a Slayer, and we have a large creature which is about to be taken down. Mr. Ungrim Iron Fist and the Tomb King on the Cambrian War Sphinx. The Clash of Kings, and the Ungrim Iron Fist is the victorious king here. Now, with the king being dead, it should begin to dip the morale on every one of the last units on the field. In effect, basically making them crumble like this one here. This Bone Giant, hopefully, if we're lucky, would not be able to reach this unit here, because it should be able to crumble and die before it reaches us. Same thing with this Casket of Souls. It's being shot out by this gyrocopter with a brimstone gun, but it's kind of going just back and forth with its morale. This giant that's already locked into combat here is now crumbling, but still dealing damage. Although it looks like they might be it, because I believe they're going to take army loss penalties here, if they haven't already. There it is. Army loss penalties. One last revenge salvo from the Casket of Souls, tearing into the Dawi. But alas, the dwarves have proven themselves triumphant in this conflict. This Clash of Kings has been decided, and Ungrim Iron Fist walks out victorious. Looking at the numbers here, though, on the Dwarven side, nothing too spectacular, nothing too grand. We've got a couple units. This unit of Giant Slayers definitely earned. Regular Slayers, I'm sorry, definitely earned an accolade with 138 kills. These Giant Slayers, 99 kills. And regular Slayers coming in also at 94 kills on the Dwarven side. Nothing too grand, but nonetheless. Tomb Kings, on the other hand, Casket of Souls with a whopping 156 kills. Definitely the MVP, topping off every other unit in this battle. Double Bone Giant was nasty, though, because that's what really sniped my artillery. And this Cambrian War Sphinx, although it was taken down by Ungrim Iron Fist, proved to be quite a challenge. Nonetheless, though, guys, it was a hard-fought, very fun game. So thank you to Joe Cool, shout out, and thank you guys for joining me. Catch you on the next one.